Trey Lance, your boy, got injured really early in the first quarter with a leg injury, carted off. Adam Schefter says he's likely done for the year.
Yeah, by the time people hear or see this, he will have probably just gotten out of surgery for the broken ankle.
Right.
Brutal.
And Jimmy G came in and meshed with the offense pretty well immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Holding on to Jimmy G's got to seem like a genius move at this point.
Mm-hmm.
As a 49ers Super Bowl ticket holder, do you feel better about your chances now?
Okay, no, I don't feel better about my chances. So let's first, yes, holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo at $6 million a year was, of course, the right move. And everyone tried to make it about, oh, Trey Lance is going to stink. Oh, they don't believe in Trey Lance. When it was the Niners, Kyle Shanahan's been there for 5 years. 3 of those 5 years, they've suffered a significant quarterback injury. If you can have a more than capable backup quarterback who knows the system, who knows the players, all of that, for $6 million, of course you do it. It would have been dumb for them to move on from him at that price point when no one in the league wanted to trade for him. That was not about Trey Lance's ability or inability. Now, as someone who bet it to be a Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl at 50-1, do I feel better about my chances? Of course not. Because now, one could argue maybe I should feel a little better about my chances independent of what's going on with the Niners just because of what's going on with the rest of the NFC.
Right.
The Rams weren't overly impressive trying to blow a 28-3 lead against the Falcons. The Bucs offense can't get off the ground.
Right.
The Packers, I thought, we'll get into all of that later, but the Packers last night were not overwhelming.
Right.
So in that regard, the Niners feel like a better bet just because of the competition. But no, I don't feel the reason I liked the Niners was because I believed, and I know it to be true, that Jimmy Garoppolo's play come the postseason is a detriment rather than an aid to them. In his career in the playoffs, in the fourth quarter, he has 0 touchdowns, 2 or 3 interceptions, and a passer rating of 28.0. For context, Demonze, if you spike the football, like to kill the clock, your passer rating is 39.6. His passer rating is 28.0 in the fourth quarter of playoff games. Okay? So my belief was by the end of the year, they would have a better quarterback situation headed into the postseason than they've had at any point in the Jimmy G era. Now, people always say the argument for Jimmy G is, oh, how can you say they can't win a Super Bowl with him when they had a fourth quarter lead in the Super Bowl with him once? That is not the same Niners team. That Niners team had a better running game, had DeForest Buckner on defense, had Robert Saleh coordinating the defense. This Niners team defensively is not as dominant as the one that lost to the Chiefs. Also, it is noteworthy. That Niners team made the NFC Championship game by winning a playoff game where Jimmy Garoppolo completed 11 passes and then winning a playoff game when Jimmy Garoppolo attempted 8 total passes. In the run-up to that Super Bowl, Jimmy G had a total of less than 200 yards passing. And then last year, when in the NFC Championship game run-up, the game before the NFC, he was bad in the NFC Championship game. He threw the game away for him, you could argue. And in the game prior to the NFC Championship game against the Packers, the offense scored 0 touchdowns. They won the game because of a blocked punt touchdown. So, no, I don't feel more confident about it. Do I think the Niners are screwed? No, I don't think they're screwed because they've proven with that coaching staff, that running game, those weapons, and that defense, they're a dangerous team in what is right now a watered-down NFC. But what is devastating for them is one of the reasons you want to draft a quarterback, and they spent 3 first-round picks on Trey Lance, is the beginning of his career. You have the greatest market inefficiency of sports. Great quarterbacks cost you against the cap $40 to $50 million. A rookie quarterback or a rookie contract quarterback costs you less than $10 million. So you have all this extra $35 million to spend on other players that other teams such as the Chiefs right now don't have. So they move on from Tyreek Hill. The Packers don't have, so they move on from Devontae Adams, right? Well, year one, Trey didn't play. Year 2, Trey's now injured. Year 3 is going to be his first real experience. So even if he ends up being awesome in year 3, that's when you got to sign him to a new contract. They're never going to get the real benefit of that ready to win a Super Bowl guy on a rookie contract like the Ravens had with Lamar, even though they didn't win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs had with Mahomes, they did win a Super Bowl. The Bengals had with Burrow, they did win a Super Bowl. A decade ago, the Seahawks had with Russ, they did win a Super Bowl. The Eagles had with Carson Wentz, they did win a Super Bowl. It's a huge thing. It seems like you wanted to chime in.
No, I mean, I just feel like him getting injured, I don't think is the worst thing in the world. I think he's got more time to develop. He's super young.
I think it's pretty devastating for him because...
obviously, it's a bummer. Nobody wants to get injured.
Yeah, but it's now going to be his last year of college, played a game, just won because of COVID. Rookie year, barely played. Year 3 now, barely plays. Year 2 in the NFL. But so next year, it's going to be a long time without playing regular snaps.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.